Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another coaching session for a Gangplank. So special thanks to David for the generous donation, as always. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the coaching sessions, you can always find in the description timestamps. You can jump straight to the game start time or straight to the end if you just want to go to the end game notes. You can also access this Google Doc, and we're going to go over just very briefly the pregame. I've done a GP session for David before, so he already knows my opinion on different aspects of GP for the most part. So we'll go through that really briefly. We'll watch the game. I'll take some physical notes, and I'll comment as we watch. And at the very end, we'll bring it all together for 5 to 10 of the best things that I think David can do to improve. If you would like a coaching session yourself, it's real simple. Just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. It's just a $20 donation. Pretty good bargain for the amount of effort that I put into it. A lot of people say that they've gained a lot of ELO after, taking some of the implementing some of the considerations that I say in the coaching session into their play. They've moved up. So if you're interested, just email me. We can set that up. If you want to watch more coaching sessions, I have a playlist linked here. If you want to know individual champion guides, particularly for support champions, then you can find that here and this link. There's a lot of support guides. Now, I will put a disclaimer here that I'm not a GP Grandmaster. I'm not a top lane Grandmaster. I have played some GP. David knows this. He knows that I'm a support specialist. He's primarily doing this, I believe, just so he can get my perspective on it, particularly my macro perspective, because macro really applies to any position that you're playing. Just kind of the decision-making, your prioritization of different objectives, all of that stuff transfers regardless of role. So I'm going to focus a lot on macro and a little bit on micro, but mostly on macro when I do a lot of my coaching sessions. And so I think I have useful stuff to say, even though I'm not like a challenger GP one trick. So if you're out there and you're expecting like commentary from a challenger GP one trick, that's not going to be me. I'm going to give it the best that I can, but just know that going into it, that I'm not a GP Grandmaster. And David knows this, so I'm not trying to hustle David or anything, telling him that I'm like, the god GP player. He knows that I'm not. Okay, so just throwing that, because sometimes people get confused in these coaching sessions. They're like, oh, why are you trying to give people advice when you're not like rank 1 with whatever champion you're advising? Because people like my style of coaching. I don't know. They commissioned it. They like my style of coaching, or they have something useful that they think I can contribute to their play. So ask them, Anyways, we'll go ahead and get in here. So the recommended runes are still going to be Klepto. They did nerf Klepto in patch 8.2. This was recorded on 8.1, but I'm going to be talking as though we're 8.2 in terms of runes and build order. I still think that's what you want to go, though. He should still be okay with that. Klepto, Biscuit, Boots, Cosmic. If it's nerfed too hard, you can either go like maybe Summon or Spellbook, or you could go like Grasp of the Undying, maybe. I don't know. There are a couple of other options if you think the Klepto nerf is too harsh, but I would still probably go Klepto on GP. I did see a probability thing, and I talked about this in my newest patch notes video, that it's still going to be, GP's still going to have around, it's like a 25% drop rate on the new Klepto. This guy tried it out with 300 procs, or 300 attacks or whatever. So it looks like it's still a pretty good amount. We went from about a 35% chance down to a 25% chance. But it's still good enough to take Klepto, I think. As your secondary, I would take Second Wind. Helps you through lane, as does Iron Skins. That's just really good against harassment in lane. So this is primarily what I would take most of the time on Gangplank. Good build order. You almost always start with Trinity, and then Ghostblade is good after that. That'll give you 30%. If you go Ionian Boots, that's 40% cooldown, which is very good. For GP, obviously. If you want to go for a more defensive build, you can get something like Sterix GA, maybe War Dominix at the end. If you want to be more offensive, you could go Infinity Edge. I didn't see how many squishy people they have on their team. Mostly squishy. Alawi's probably going to be kind of tanky. It's up to you. I mean, I think Infinity Edge could be useful, but maybe War Dominic would be better. We'll see how the game plays out, but these are kind of the two different builds that you could consider in here. And you could take out the Static Shiv for a Steric, or like you can mix and match some of these things, or a GA later on. Max your Q, obviously, then your E, then your W last. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. This is going to be a pretty long one, so I might fast forward through some of the early game stuff. Now, did you see that? Did you ward that? Yeah, you guys had it warded, so... No, they have it warded. You should probably ward that early on. I don't... Cho didn't see it because he's going north, or he would have gone to blue. Yeah, you need to ward that early on. Or at least stand somewhere, like, useful. Let me go back just really quick and see where you were standing. Like, you need to be watching the blue early on. No, you didn't see him, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you just waited like a couple of seconds longer, or if you just put a ward there, you would have seen it. It's unusual for Yi to base, but since you know Cho'Gath is not here and missing stuff, or Alawi, then you might want to alert your team that Yi's either starting red or going to your blue buff early on. So that's put Cho really far behind. He basically just is going to get 3 buffed. Now, you know Yi's on the top side of the map, too, so you need to be careful, because he could come over and gank you very, very soon. Because you know Yi's on the top side, because he just took blue, so he's likely... I mean, I guess he could go blue to blue. He's likely going to be on the top side of the map. Now, he's probably on the bot side, because he hasn't been here yet. If he was still on the top side, I think he would have been here already. So he's probably just going to finish his 3rd buff on the bot side. And you may want to go ahead and warn bot that Yi's probably going to be there. Unless he stopped off to do Scuttle. Oh, they're pinging. That's a red ping, so they saw him. Okay. I mean, she's beating you up in CS. You need to be storing barrels in these bushes. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, she's going to have vision of this bush, but, like, if you can, try to store your barrels in bushes just so that, unless she has it warded, she won't see it. So it makes it harder for her to clear it. Okay, this is good vision coverage in here. Now, we don't know where Yi is. How many barrels do you have stored? Only 1 right now. Good. Yeah, once you get that cleared out... I'd probably go ahead and store a barrel there. Okay, it looks like this is not going to tell me how many barrels you have, unless those barrels are just taking forever to charge. Okay, there's Yi. Yeah, I'd be a bit more conservative with the barrel usage there. Okay, good cues. Now she wants to push you in and back because she's low. So go ahead and barrel push this in. Well, actually, no, I'd freeze it here. Okay, go back in the bush and go ahead and back right here, because you know she's going to back, and she's about to TP back. You need to go by right now, or she's going to push you all the way into the tower. You're not going to be able to push her in before she TPs back. So you should have just backed when she does. Have the lane frozen right here. Because right now, if you back while you're pushing into them, then she could freeze it right here. So right there, when you saw her going back, you know she wants to back because she's low health. So you should have backed in this bush, and now she's going to stop you from doing that. You do not fight her. She's way stronger than you right now. So now you're going to have to back, but you're going to get delayed by these tentacles. and you're gonna miss a decent chunk of CS. She's not really pushing that hard. She's sort of halfway committing to this push. If she stops you here, it's gonna be catastrophic. Okay, she's not. So she really didn't play that right. She should have pushed you in really hard and forced you to miss some there. But yeah, you should have gone in this bush and backed immediately when you saw her backing, because it would have pushed into you, and it would have been frozen like right here. But as it is, since you kind of mismanaged that back a little bit, then she got to push all the way to the tower, whereas you could have had her frozen out right here. And that could have given Cho a chance to gank after he got his blue. So top lane is a lot about wave management, because it's such a long lane, and you're so vulnerable in this lane. Arguably the most dangerous lane in the game is you're by yourself in a long lane, so being able to manage and freeze your wave just outside is very important. Well, what? She has coin? Alright. And I've seen that on Nasus, but... And I know you're going Spell Thieves, and I've debated that with you before. It doesn't matter on patch 8.2, though, because you can't do it on 8.2. I mean, I guess you can, but you're going to lose the benefit of the quest reward. I guess you'll get wards out of it. I don't know. I'm still not a fan of this. I mean, you do have 382 gold that you're generating off it, so it is like a free item right now. I don't know. Maybe. It is a free item. He doesn't use the AP on anything. I guess on his W. The mana regen's nice, but unnecessary once you get Sheen. So yeah, it's free, but it's not doing anything for you. It has an opportunity cost. Like, you could have an extra longsword right now. Like, you could have started with Ruby Sapphire. Or not Ruby, Sapphire Crystal, the blue one. And had more mana for more harass early. I don't think you had mana problems on your first clear. Yeah, you need to be pushing up more on her. Like, she's zoning you too hard right now. And she just has a phage. I mean, I know she's level 6, and you gotta be scared of that. Like, you need to be at least farming with your Q. If you don't think you can go up and auto-attack her, you need to just be Q farming. Like, usually, yeah, you want to Q her instead of the wave, but you need to not use barrels just to damage minions right now. Like, you need to think, I only want to use barrels if I'm going to last hit with them. Because you're getting these so low that they're just dying to the enemy CS. Like, that's the issue. So that's part of why you're getting out farmed so heavily, 38 to 66, is your barrels are getting minions low, but they're not killing them because you don't have enough damage to do that yet. So if you just play it a little more straight, just auto-attack and Q to last hit, and then just save the barrels and use them defensively if a Lowly comes at you, it's fine. You don't need to try to harass her with barrels if it's going to mess up your wave. Like, that one's gonna die. Yeah, so you gotta work on the CS a bit here, and I think the biggest issue is you're damaging the minion wave with the barrels, but you don't have enough damage to kill them, and then you're getting zoned off because when you use those barrels, you know and she knows that you're very vulnerable, right? So she can just all in you when you don't have a barrel up. So if you just never hit the barrels, if you're just sitting there on the barrels, she can't all in you. You can't, like, you're not threatening her, but she also can't all in you when that happens. Because she knows she's going to get a barrel to the face. So just keep the barrels up defensively there, unless you have a gank coming. Alright, time to leave. And as you can see, it really doesn't do enough damage to matter that much. That was potentially a waste of an ult. Okay, let me write a couple of these things down. See, this is that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let me show you this here. Okay, so when you barrel this, you basically cost yourself 3 minions. Okay, so you got a couple of minions there. You got 2 or 3, but you just lost 3 because of that. Whereas if you just normally auto-attack those, you could have potentially gotten them all. If you just used a combination of auto-attacks and Qs, I think you could have gotten all of them. Yeah, it's just costing you way too many minions. I mean, you'll be able to catch up later as GP, but it's important to get that rolling early. Against their team, you definitely want to take Ninja Tabi. I mean, they have 4 AD. The only thing they don't have is Zoe. I know you might be scared of, like, the Zoe, like, combo later, but you can just orange out of her sleep. And then everyone else is AD. I think the big thing that you need to be scared about this game is Master Yi and like a Misfortune ult. So I definitely would have gotten Ninja Tabi here. Or go greedy and get Ionian boots. But I think Mercs is something I wouldn't recommend here. Because you have the oranges to get you out of this Zoe. So outside of that, there's not much threat. No, 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 no. No, run. No. You can't just walk up to her to try to barrel like that. I think she's... Well... Yeah, he's gonna kill her. Chomp. He has his ult, right? Okay. No, he didn't have his ult, but he beat her anyways. Okay. Did you get an assist on that at least? I think you did, yeah. Okay, now you can barrel push. But remember, you want to auto-attack these first so that you get the kill on them. Okay, there you go. It would be nice if you got that, if you last hit that third one, but that's fine. Okay, go ahead and back. I guess you're watching for an ult. No, he doesn't get slowed when he's in his ult. It's just a waste. You're dead at that point. You should have just backed after the first wave, and certainly after the second one, I think. If you had Ninja Tabi there, maybe you can fight him, but you definitely can't fight him without any armor. Alright, what do you have? Longsword. I don't know. I feel like you could have had so much extra pressure in lane. Like, you know, I know it seems like you get a lot of... Watch out, she's gonna ult. You know she is. Or she's not, for some reason. What? I mean, she could have dunked you. Like, I know with the Spell Thieves, you're like, okay, it's giving me 630 gold. It looks good, you know. But you gotta remember, like, how much more pressure could you have had in the lane? Like, if you had that longsword, these minions that are just, like, escaping with, like, a slight amount of health that you're missing, you would have gotten them because you would have had extra AD. Because for the price of the 350, you could have had a longsword. Now, yes, it is generating cash for you. Yes, that is good. But you got to remember, like, you got to think about how much CS are you missing because you don't have that extra AD, and how much lane pressure are you missing. Because these stats are, like I've said before, these things are absolutely worthless. Like, 10 ability power is worthless. He doesn't need the mana regen. It doesn't give you CDR. You're not going to turn it into anything. I mean, with Nasus, like, the Nasus coin thing, it's like, okay, well, he can turn into Talisman later, which happens to be a really good item on him. Like, this GP thing is just a money grab, which is okay, but you are paying a price for it. I don't see a lot of top-end players doing it either. I mean, that isn't always necessarily indicative of, like, what the best play is, but very few people I see getting Frost Queens. We can look after the game in pro builds. I know you have a guy that you look at who is advocating that, but I can tell you I saw a fair amount of GP when I was really sick the last couple of days. I watched a lot of LCK games while I was hanging out in bed in between moments of dying. I at least watched the draft in some portions of the game and just their itemization, and I did not see any Frost Queen. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough, maybe I overlooked it, but I didn't see anybody getting that. And that doesn't mean, once again, pro play is always indicative of what you should do in solo queue. There are just a lot of indicators here. Like, logically, to me, I think you're giving up too much, and then I don't see top-end people doing it. Those two together are a little rough for me. Pretty good indicators. Otherwise, itemization looks, except for you really need Ninja Tabi here, but I like the Trinity into Ghostblade. Oh, she is still pretty far ahead of you. You don't have ult yet. Yeah, Yi's gonna be a problem. I would say even if you were facing an AP top laner and you have a Master Yi in your game, I would still probably get Ninja Tabi. Like, it's that important against that champion. Because when that champion gets going, he's really, really hard to deal with. Okay, you needed to get them low before you barreled. Okay, good flash. I mean, you maybe could have gotten out of it, but it would have been sketch. Like, with just oranges. I like the flash there. Alright, that was good. Now, Yi could be coming up here. Y'all need to run. Everybody's missing. If they kill both of you, they can probably Baron. Okay, Yi's over here. So he's just goofing around the jungle. If Yi actually came over here, though, it'd be a big deal. They're probably going to kill him. Yeah. But if they got you also, it could have been Baron, so we gotta watch out for that. Now, there's no ward coverage over here. They could still try to go for Baron in theory. Yi doesn't have a good Baron breaking build. The better Baron build is Boy the Ruined King plus the on-hit jungle item, or the attack speed jungle item. So he's not going the good Baron build, but he can still do it pretty quickly. They don't have any... I guess Alawi can tank it. Okay, good. Good barrel. Okay, good. Speed this up a little bit more here. Some downtime. Yeah, ward this stuff. You probably have a lot of gold. Yeah, you need to back. I don't know how much you have, but you probably have at least 1,000 gold. Yeah, and Dragon's up. You don't have teleport. I would have backed faster. Because now you can't contest Dragon. Well, if they get him... Okay, good. Potentially unnecessary, but it does secure the Dragon. You need to tell them to wait. They're all about to die if everyone shows up. Yeah, you need to tell them to back. No, no, no. Go, 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 go. You've already committed to this. Get this, get this, get this. You've already committed to the split. I think you got to keep going. Like, earlier on, I think you should have backed and gone up for the team fight. But right there, like, that's the worst thing you can do. You can't just halfway do it, push it in, and then back. Like, you have to get this tower. And you would have had it, because Alawi was over here. You would have at least forced her TP. And if she TP'd up here, then you could TP down here and switch places. And then you guys could have potentially won a fight. But as it is, this is the worst thing possible. Like... You didn't get the tower, they got a free dragon, and Alawi got to use her teleport. Now you do have a teleport advantage, and I understand you had a lot of gold, but I think the time to spend that was after the first couple of fights over here, before you even started pushing this. I think you should have gone over here, and then probably just joined up with your team, because you didn't have teleport up. But yeah, if you make the call to go up here and just use your ultimate as support down here, then you need to keep pushing to get this tower. If you get a tier 2 tower in exchange for a Drake, that's okay. You know, that's a pretty good bargain. I didn't see which Drake it was they got. What? I don't even... What is this? Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta take tower this time. I don't know. How did I even get this crap over here? What did I press? See, I was trying to press U. Okay, you got the tower, which is good. What'd you buy? How the hell do I get this off? Sorry, I've never seen this before. Am I just gonna have to guess buttons? Had to be something near like U that I pressed. Okay, there it is. H. Okay. Wait, now it's back. H. Okay. Jeez. Okay. That's freaking me out. Alright, so you're back. What'd you get? Mortal Reminder. Alawi doesn't really have any armor, though. That's the thing. Like, all she has is ninja. Like, nobody has armor over there. I don't think I'd go Mortal here. I think I would rather get Infinity Edge. If you want damage, because no one has armor. Thresh doesn't even have any armor. Like, nobody has armor. Like, Alawi's hard to kill, but it's not because she has armor. It's because she lifesteals. So, I mean, I guess that does make sense for Mortal Reminder to stop her from lifestealing, but... And she is going Death's Dance. I don't know. I think if you want that, just get Executioners for 800 gold and then move on and get something else. And get an Infinity Edge after that. I don't think you need to complete Mortal Reminder. You know, you don't need to pay 2,600 gold for an item when you just want an 800 gold effect, you know? No, no, no. You need to go down here and help these guys. If they kill them, they're just going to come up here and kill both of you. Yeah, I would have come down here and helped them, because if they kill them, then they're just going to come up and kill you, potentially. Okay. Okay, so I'm just saying, if you split, you must commit. You need to get up here. They could Baron. I mean, Misfortune is down here, though. They do have a really fed Yi, though. You guys really need to be careful, like... I mean, that's a free Baron. It's free. Yeah. I mean, you guys, you can't do that when Baron's up. You can't all show bot side. Like, I don't mind trying to get the dragon first and then rotate up here. But you can't have 4 people commit to chasing a Misfortune on the bot side of the map. Against a Master Yi. Like, you have to know that Master Yi does Baron really quickly. Even though he doesn't have the best Baron taking build, he still takes it quick. Okay, rotate over here and get this tower. You guys aren't going to get middle. There's going to be too many people there, and they're going to have Baroned up minions. Just rotate over here. You might be able to out-rotate them. He's probably going to 1v2 right here. Yeah, this guy doesn't understand what Alawi does. He's probably typing in chat, "Oh my god, what is that broken champ?" Where are you running? Oh, over here. Okay. Fair enough. You got your ult. You need to tell them to back up, though. Like, why are they doing this? Master Yi's up. Yeah, I mean, they're all dead. You need to ping them back, or go with them. Like, you need to ping that Master Yi is up, and you need to ping them back and say, get back, Master Yi. Yeah, so you're backing up, which is what you should do, because Master Yi is on the loose. He's 1v1ing anyone on your team. He's probably 1v2ing anyone on your team right now. I don't think I would do that there, because you're not going to clear the minions because they're baroned up. So, I would have just saved that for a team fight, where you actually have 5 people there, like, ready to go. I know it's not a super long cooldown at this point in the game, but it still could be useful. You need to be pinging these flashes. And Zoe flashed right there. Okay, I like the Infinity Edge. Okay. Full damage build. I guess. I mean, still, nobody has armor, though. It feels like the Mortal Reminder is a big waste. Like, I mean, I do like the healing debuff, but that really... Master Yi doesn't have any healing. It really only applies to Alawi. And it's really only when her ult's going on. I feel like I'd almost rather... I guess that's fine. I feel like I'd almost rather have like a Sterix Gauge or something there. For a bit more offense and defense, you know, combined. I feel like Sterix is really, really strong right now. With Trinity. And that would give you some defense too. Mortal Reminder doesn't give you any D. Okay, it's pretty good. You could have put it back a bit further and also got the Misfortune. Alright, y'all need to push this, right? This Lucian's positioning, man. Alright. Somebody better body block that. Okay. It's just Zoe. Like, it's just Zoe and Thresh. No, no, no. Y'all need to pressure. She has, like, no health. I think y'all gave up on this too easily. And Cho really needs to get a Warmogs. Like, yesterday. Helping these sieges. I don't think y'all got enough for having 3 of them dead. I think you let them get away. I think you should have pressured this more. The Elder's up in 20 seconds. You better believe they're going to run for it. Now, Yi's up here. You need to be back. Like, you should have been back 10 seconds ago, minimum. Why are you running this far? Like, you see Yi's right there. You don't need to run that far. Like, you probably could have just run into this bush. And been there, you know, 10 or 15 seconds sooner. It was way too far to run. What do you... That could... I think you're going to get it anyways, but that could be a really... No, no, whoa, what? Static. That was actually really huge. Wait. Okay, so... I want to back up and show you this, because this could be game deciding. I don't know if you guys win or lose, but I want to show you this. Okay, so when you start splitting, there's no tier 2 tower. So you can't threaten that. Okay, so watch this. all you need to do is clear this wave to where your wave is pushing into theirs, and then you back. That's it. Like, that's your mission. Okay, so once this is gone, you need to leave, because you know that Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds, and everyone's going to fight for this because it's Elder. Okay? So, where is it? Right here. Okay, 3450, you should have backed. Okay, 10 seconds later, you have another chance to back. But you run all the way back over here at about 3,500. Okay, 13 seconds. So it's either 13 seconds or 23 seconds. If you back exactly when I said, then it would have been 23 seconds. If you back, like, after you push one additional wave, then it would have been 13 seconds. So let's see just how short you are of getting into this team fight. No, Yi rotated down there faster. Don't ult that. It's just misfortune there. It's not worth it. I mean, he did end up killing her. Hold on, let me back up. I want to see when you arrive, and we can back up from there. Okay, so you arrive at about 54 seconds. Yeah. So you get over here at 54 seconds. That means that... Back up here. When does this start, or when does this fight start? So, what was it, 23 seconds. You could have been here, so at 54 minus 23 would be, you could have been here as early as 31, 35, 31, if you ran when I told you. You would have been here right now, when your team's fighting. So that's when you would have been there, and you would have been able to set up plenty of barrels, like, ready to go to zone this off in the fight. You would have been there with your team. You should have also TP'd. If you see all that's happening, you need to TP right there immediately. So the best play would have been to back after you push this up immediately, and you would have been there on time. Or, in a pinch, if you see that they start fighting, like when Cho'Gath is trying to do this, and then Misfortune shows up and acts like she wants to fight, you need to TP in immediately right here. Or, like, if you think this is too dangerous, like, TP over here. Just get there faster. But I think you could have TP'd right here. That ended up a lot better than it could have. But he's still going to get Elder. And he's going to push this up. I think he'll get Elder. Yeah, he's going to get it. Even though he doesn't have any lifesteal. So yeah, I mean, that's the power of, you know, macro timings. Sometimes just a little bit of time. That's a lot of bit of time. 23 seconds is a long time. But even just a little bit of extra time sometimes can make a huge difference. Okay, so I'm just going to say prepare for objectives sooner. Okay, good ult. You zoned off most of their back line. Okay, good. You got the GP. They still have no armor on anybody. I guess complete disrespect of your build. I guess Thresh finally got one piece of armor. Yeah, no. Y'all can't do Baron. They still have a lot of people alive, including Misfortune and Zoe, who have a lot of poke, and you have no armor yourself. So I still would have really liked to see a GA, or at least a Ninja Tabi boots, or something. Just something here with some armor on it. Against that much AD. I mean, they're basically all AD. Yeah, it was a pretty big goof. Nice. What? Okay. You need to tell Sona, get rid of this stupid Frost Queens and go get, like, something useful. Go get a locket. Go get anything. Even a Knight's Vow. Like, just something useful. How many times has she's died 10 times. Like, get some armor, Sona. Okay. You do have TP. I haven't... Have you TP'd to a fight this game, though? You need a TP in. TP into that. TP into that. You guys can clean that up. TP right here. They're trapped. They just used all their summoners last fight, I'll guarantee you. Yee's gonna clean them up if you're not there. Probably. That was a huge mistake. A huge... You needed a TP in there. Your TP's up. Yeah, you guys would have won that. All they needed was one more person. I mean, yeah, like, you are going to get an inhibitor here, but... She killed you for it, though. Yeah, I definitely would have TP'd there. Because you got to think, like... Okay, I do like the Sterix buy. What did you sell to get Sterix, though? If you guys clean that up after the Baron, I don't know. I feel like if they really dominated that fight, like, they could have played that better and probably, if just Yi lives, I think they just win the game off of that. It's just too risky. And they're just not going to win it without you. You're too important. And you have to know they're not going to have flashes to get over this wall. After the last fight. Like, everybody's going to be out of summoners. Yeah, I definitely would have TP'd in. Oh, you got rid of Ghostblade for that? I would have gotten rid of Mortal Reminder for that. Like, yes, Mortal is typically a good item, but you have to look... You have to look at what they're building, and just, like, nobody has armor. So I like the Sterix. I just would have traded Mortal for it, probably. I guess GA has a hint of armor on it, but... Just saying, use TPs to fights more often. Obviously, right there was one where you should have TP'd, but then also that dragon fight, you could have TP'd to that if you didn't leave as soon as I thought you should have left. And I don't think I've seen you use TP to a single fight. I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. So you got to use that TP more. Like, the GP ult is just not enough. At this stage in the game, it's just not enough. Like, early game, maybe, but, like, right now, Like, you have to be there. You're so big in these team fights. Like, if you just land, you know, one good barrel, that's fight over. You just almost one-shot the Misfortune with a barrel. Or the Sona. Or the Yi, frankly. So there are a lot of good targets. Like, you need to be there. Because team fights are going to win this game right now. Like, splitting is nice, but if you guys just win a good team fight, like, if you just clean ace them, and you have, you know, 3 people up, it's going to be an inhibitor, if not more. So, I think you're better served. And there's no shortage of fights. It's not, like, sometimes you have to split push a lot because the other team just won't fight you. They'll just be hanging out near their tower. They just won't fight you. That's not the problem here, though. They will definitely fight you. So I think just, and you have a better team fight. Like sometimes you need to split push because your team fight sucks. So if you're playing Tryndamere or something, you kind of have to split push because you can't team fight that well, right? But GP can team fight and split push, so you need to do more on the team fight front. You don't have to only split push. GP is very versatile like that. Yeah, there's nothing for them to take on the map, so I think just push and just wait on them to come to you right now. Just don't get caught. Randuin's. No, I think that's going a bit far. It's going a bit far. I don't know. I do like the Sterix, but I want something with more offense on it. I would either go Guardian Angel or yeah, Guardian or Sterix. I think those are your 2 options. Because those have some damage on them and also defense. Yeah, y'all gotta go. That's a tough one. Ari's over there getting wolves. I mean, when you're 6 items, you gotta have those wolves, though, you know? Or raptors, or whatever she was doing. Hold on, I just want to look at this. I just want to bask in this glory. Let me check this out. So she literally has 6 items right now. 6 items. And she's over here doing raptors. Like, she literally cannot purchase any more items. And she's over here finishing raptors while your team is fighting at 45 minutes into the game. Using all of her mana, so now she has no mana for a fight. I know this is all about you, but like people, this is your coaching session, but people watching, you guys, you need to wake up, okay? If you're the kind of person who just goes off and AFK farms like that, you got to wake up and notice, like, you can't buy more items. Oh, you can buy like elixirs, I guess. But be at the fights. Have mana. I think sometimes people just zone out. And they just forget it's 46 minutes into a game. And they think it's still like 15 minutes into a game. Even at 15 minutes, that's a questionable call. But at least you would have some argument where you could say, yeah, I need like items. I need this power spike. There's no excuse there. You can't even buy more items. It's not. Oh, you need to orange out of that. Yeah, you're gonna have to flash. You gotta have to flash. Okay. Okay, I'll get the dragon. Yeah, y'all can get Baron. Yeah, they're all dead. Who's calling that? Like, they're calling that. You need to be calling this stuff. Like, yeah, they're doing it, but that's kind of lucky. No, don't. It's not going to do anything to her. Like, there's no point in GP ulting her. You need to save that for team fights. If she gets a kill off of that, I'm going to be annoyed. Okay. Yeah, just, if she's going to get it, just let her have it at that point. Like, don't waste your ult on it. Because now you don't have your ult for a big team fight. Wow. For real, though. For real, though. Hold on. There's blue buff's not even up. Okay. It looks like it's up. Now it disappears off the map. Hold on, hold on. Did you see that? I didn't even know that's well, I can probably see it in spectator, but y'all can't see it real time. So I guess it looks like the buff is still there for you. That's probably a spectator thing, yeah. I mean, that is very random that they would be there like that, but this is why you can't just go wandering through your jungle. Like, just pause for a second. There's no reason to go in this jungle. Everybody's at 6 items. Everybody on your team has 6 items, including the support. Okay? Nobody needs anything in this jungle. Like, what are you going to get? Blue buff? Who cares? It doesn't matter at 50 minutes into a game. So there's no reason anyone should be in this jungle right now, because they could be here. It is random. It is weird. Why would they all stack in this bush? We don't know. But, you know, they're probably doing it because they think someone's going to go for this blue buff. There's nothing else for them to do on the map. There's no red buff. There's no dragon. They have no buffs. There's no baron. There's nothing. So they might as well just sit here for a little bit and wait while the waves push up, you know? So is that weird that they're there? Yes, it's weird, but at the same time, there's just no reason to even take the risk, you know? Because nobody needs gold. Like, there's no point in going into the jungle. Blue buff doesn't matter at this point in the game. It's not worth the risk. Like, the only person who should even consider blue buff is Ahri, because I think it gives plus 10% AP. I'm not 100% about that. I think it gives 10% AP. It's still not worth the risk, though. Because one fight like that can throw an entire game. Wait, what? Why are they backing up? They could have won. What are they doing? Don't use single ult like on super tanky targets. You gotta have that for team fights to zone off the misfortune in the Zoe in fights. Wow, how do they not win off of that? Okay. Speeding this up a little bit. I saw how long this game was. It's pretty long. We'll slow back down when something's going to happen here. I don't want to spoil it. But he told me how long this game was. Although I keep thinking it's going to end, but then it just doesn't. Yeah, the itemization. Well, I don't mind Essence Reaver, actually. That's not too bad. It gives you even more crit. And I do like the damage option right now. Barrels, barrels, barrels. Put barrels down. Where are the barrels? I mean, you've got to have like 40% CDR, right? Yeah, you've got 5 barrels. Or no, that's got to be a glitch. There's no way. It's 5 ranks in barrels. But you have some barrels. I didn't see a single barrel go down here. I mean, maybe they're on cooldown, but it looked like there should have been some barrels there. I'll just assume they're on cooldown. I mean, you know to use barrels in fights. Did you use them to, like, maybe use them to wave clear before that? Yeah, you got 3 people dead. All it is Zoe and Thresh for 20 seconds. Yeah, y'all need to get this inhibitor. Yeah, you can fight him. Y'all can fight him. Why are you running? Don't run. You had time. I feel like you could have got the inhibitor there. I guess. It is a little dicey. Y'all got it back. He's gonna get all of your inhibitors again. No, y'all can't Baron. You have to back. Get back. Alright, just turn around and kill him at this point. I mean, that's part of why it's advocating for a GA or just like Asterix or something that's kind of damaged, kind of tanky. Essence Reaver's okay, but... I think you need a nice medium. You were at Randuin's, now you're at Essence Reaver. My daughter apparently fell asleep on her toys downstairs. I gotta go put her to bed in a little bit. How do they not win this? This is like the most ludicrous throw of all time. Like, they've been in your base with 2 or 3 inhibitors down several times. With multiple people dead. Like, I don't know how they haven't won this game yet. Actually, I do, because they're goofing around. Master Yi's like trying to run and kill people near the fountain. They're not grouped. Like, if Alawi was down here with the rest of them, they would have won. They just randomly back up. Like, y'all are lucking out real hard that they have no idea what's going on. I mean, I think everyone just, like, has their timer disabled or something. Like, nobody realizes it's 58 minutes into this game. Yeah, just should be some base holding here. Okay, good. Don't chase her. She doesn't matter. Okay, you need to push up right now. Push up middle. It's just those two. Y'all need to... These are open inhibitors. Y'all need to go. Go. Cho can handle this. It's fine. Their only TP is Alawi. She has a 70-second cooldown. Y'all need to just run past this and get up there. You're way too late on this. Like, you're just messing around for like 20 seconds. I think that you and Ari could have gone up here fine. And Sona. Just let Cho clear this. He'll get it. I think you guys lost a big opportunity there. Oh, y'all were playing way too scared of these champ. Like, it's just those two. With Ari, y'all need to go. Like, Ari can kill them. No, no, you ran... Like, you're just wasting so much time. Now Yi's gonna be up in 12 seconds. I think you'll still get it, maybe, but... Please, just attack it. Please, just attack it. Yeah, you should have stayed with them. Okay, now leave. Well, it worked out. They did kill Zoe, or they did kill Ari. But yeah, just walk up there with them immediately. So when you see that fight is won, you see inhibitors are up, go. Oh, did you try to 1v1 him? Please tell me you didn't try to 1v1 him. Yeah, let me see. You mean dropping barrels, just in case they run at you. No, do not farm. Just run. No. If you see him running at you like that, you're going to fight, so you might as well have just kept a barrel. He's probably going to one-shot you anyways, but if you didn't stay to farm that, you maybe could have gotten off, or you maybe could have like gotten into this bush at least with a barrel and barreled him if he came at you. Game. Who's left? Well, watch out for that Alawi teleport. She already used it, actually. Okay, so you're good. She used it last time. Just go ahead, fight. Oh my god, really? Hold on. Joe had his ult, right? Cho just didn't ult the Baron. He misses a feast. All right. Well, you do have two inhibitors pushing in. I still would like to see Asterix here instead of that more reminder. But okay, she actually did get a Randuin's now, finally. So maybe, okay, more reminder makes sense now because she changed her itemization. Okay, y'all pulled a, you got them, you all just stacked in a random bush and got them out of position this time. I think y'all were just trying to back, though, and you just happened to get him. How tanky is Cho? Okay, y'all need to be pushing up this wave. Why are you going here? You have two people dead. I don't think y'all are pushing through this. I would have just pushed this side wave. Go for that third inhibitor. I think this is a waste of time. I mean, we'll see, but you've got a 3v4. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, y'all just wasted all your time. I mean, if you get Zoe, like, maybe? No, you're just chasing Zoe. Like, you could have just immediately run over here, pushed this, probably gotten this tower and this inhibitor. You had time. At the very least, you would have had the wave in a good position. Now people are pinging this. It's too late. So you shouldn't ever try to push a lane that has inhibitors down. Well, not ever, but rarely should you try to push a lane consistently that has inhibitors down if you're not going to end the game. And y'all can't end it 3v4 there. Not with 2 towers up and you're down a person. That's not going to work. Like, you're here again pushing this wave. Why? It's not going to accomplish anything. You need to get up here and get this wave in. Wait on these guys. Where'd my pen go? Oh, here we go. No, don't ult him. You have to remember, he's immune to slows. You don't have any defense, so he just one-shots you. I might get rid of Mortal and Static and just get GA plus Sterix. Like, you can't be in one-shot territory against that guy. Dragon's up. Alright. You guys gotta let it go. You have 2 people dead. Don't just give it to him. Don't even. Okay, that's a good ult. Sort of. Like, y'all need to actually fight when you ult, though. Yeah, they're both pushing top. No, don't base race him. Don't base race him. They're gonna be at Baron. Yeah, they just outmaneuvered you because you don't have any wards. Like, does Sona have a Sightstone? Legit. No, she actually does not have a Sightstone. So they faked like they're going bottom, but y'all have no wards, so... Oh boy. Wait on Ahri. Y'all need to fight, like, right now. Right now. Go fight him. Because Misfortune's not here and she has to walk across the map. Ahri's already here. Y'all need to be looking for a fight right there. Because you have a 4v5. And they will fight you. They're not going to be paying attention. Now they're all going to group up. I mean, if she wants to do that, she should at least just get a death cap at this point. If you want AP, just go all the way. Okay, that's good. Good old... Wow, what? Oh, the Misfortune ult. But everyone has GA. I mean, there's no way they don't win off of that, right? That's impossible for them not to win. Okay, yeah, I think they went off of that one. Yeah, y'all... What do you die? You died at a Master Yi just 1v1ing you? Yeah, that just happened way too many times. Like, you need a defensive item. This is just too much. I think you have to have Sterix plus GA against that Yi. So that you at least have time to pop a barrel after he goes on you. He finally got a GA. Yeah, I think you needed to have some barrels set up a bit earlier in this fight. I mean, let me see. Just in general, like... Okay, you did have a couple of barrels there. Let me see. How we doing? Okay, that was good. You did hit Misfortune with the barrels. But she's already used her ult. I mean, that's all she kind of has to do at this point. Yeah, you always have to be careful going into the Misfortune. But there are a lot of things you could have done, so that's the good news. So let's just go through. Let's go over those really quickly. Jeez. Okay. I thought I could do this in an hour, but like the video itself was like 70 minutes, I think, so... Alright, I gotta get over to the stream here in a minute. So you need to back when the enemy backs. You don't want to sit around and wait for them to TP back in and then let them push into your tower while you're backed. So that's important from a timing perspective. Alright, try to freeze that lane outside your tower. You had a great chance to do that. You never want it pushing towards them, or very rarely do you want to do that unless you have really good vision control and you're just sure they're going to be bot lane. You should just default to freezing it outside of your lane. That's the safest place. And that also gives your jungler the best ganking opportunity. So you just want to freeze just right outside your tower range. That's usually the best course of action top lane, unless you have a major advantage and you're trying to push it. And your jungler is going to dive them. Like, you have to have a special reason. But unless you have a special reason, you need to try to freeze outside of your tower in the top lane. Okay, so don't barrel the minions early if the barrel is not going to kill those minions. First of all, it's going to push the wave, which is going to be bad because you're not going to be able to freeze outside your tower. That's going to make you more susceptible to ganks because you're going to have to go further up the lane. Part of why you were in such a CS deficit is you were very afraid of Alawi killing you, right? Or getting ganked. I'm not sure why, but you were getting zoned off of the wave and you're missing a lot of CS. And part of that was because you were pushing with barrels. Another thing is if the barrels don't kill, sometimes they'll get the minions really low and then you have a much harder time last hitting. So just don't barrel the minions. Like that one thing that I showed you under the tower, when you barreled the minions on the tower, yeah, you got 2 minions, but you missed 3 or 4 CS while you were doing that. So it would have been much better just to auto-attack those minions down in sync with the tower and not miss any of them. So you need to get Ninja Tabi versus 4AD. I know you're a little scared of Zoe. You want the Mercs for Zoe, but, you know, maybe also for Thresh. But you have a the oranges to help you get out of that. And it's more important not to get burst all in by your lane. And also just, you're going to take damage from Misfortune. You're going to take damage from Malawi every now and then. You're probably going to take damage from Yi. It's really hard to avoid his damage in a fight if he's coming at you. And Ninja Tabi just reduces so much damage. It's very, very powerful. So you need to go Ninja Tabi if they have 4 AD, almost no matter what. So don't ult Yi if you're hoping to slow him. So if he's alone, you're trying to isolate him so he can't get away, don't ult him. If it's in the middle of a team fight and he's just going to take some incidental damage while you're ulting him and other people, or you're all-inning him 1v1 and you have to have your ult to kill him, then okay, you can ult him. But don't think that slow is going to have any effect on him, because it's not. So there were several ults throughout the game where it looked like you were ulting either to try to peel him off of some of your allies or to try to stop him from escaping, and it doesn't work either way. So you want to make sure you're not trying to slow him with the ult, because that's not going to work. It's only going to deal the damage. So you need to shot call more decisively, get your team to back up so they don't make as many bad calls. Okay, so you need to prepare for objective sooner. The 30-second rule is it takes you about 30 seconds to move from the fountain to a middle of the map objective, so to Dragon or Baron. Now, it depends on the champion, the move speed, you know, all that kind of stuff. But in general, just bank on it taking 30 seconds to move there. So if you have a Dragon that's coming up in, you know, a minute, then you need to back about 45 seconds before that's going to happen. It's going to take a 5-second recall. You're going to buy your stuff in the base, and then you're going to start walking. Then you're going to give yourself about 35 seconds to get over there. Set up your barrels, set up some wards, get ready to go. You can't go back with like 20 seconds left and expect to be there on time, because the enemy is going to be there on time, a lot of them. Like, yeah, you could have used the TP to get to Dragon faster, but also, where I pointed out, you're not really gaining anything by pushing it more right there. Because Alawi's going to have teleport. She can clear it and TP down anyways. So you should have just backed when I told you to back, or just keep pushing at top and just TP if they want to fight. Either way, but I think backing early and then not TPing is probably the worst option that you had there. Similar to that, so if you're going to go the split push route, if you're not going to show up to the fight, you need to go all the way and get towers. That tier 2 tower, you just push minions into it and you let it go, even though Alawi was at the main fight and you weren't. You can't let her do that. You have to at least make her burn her TP to get back up to you. At the very minimum, she has to burn her TP. Because when you back up, it just gives it to them for free. You know, they do lose minions at the tower, but they don't have to use a TP, and they don't lose a tower for it. And then in exchange, they win a team fight and get a dragon out of it. So that was a huge advantage for them early on. So if you're going to make the decision, I'm not going to group up with my team, I think you should have teleported down there for the record, but if you're going to say, I'm not going to group, I'm just going to split instead, then you need to at least take towers. At least one tower if you're going to do that, or it's not worth it. So if you split, you have to commit. You can't just push the tower and back. Because you know no one's coming to kill you because they're all at the fight. It's just you up in the top lane. At least make them TP before you run away. Similar to that, so GP is great at team fights. I don't think I saw you TP to a fight once. If you, maybe once, I can't remember. But I do remember several times where you could have TP'd and you didn't. GP is unlike a lot of other split pushers, right? So if you're playing something like, you know, like Trinamir is a great example. There are others, but someone who split pushes very well, but is a mediocre team fighter, then yeah, you should probably just split push most of the time, and your team's going to expect that of you. But if you're a GP, like, you're pretty good at split pushing, but you're great at team fighting. So you should definitely be at these fights. So I think you have a lot more to gain by showing up to the fights than you do by pushing a lane in a lot of these situations. Try to save your ult for team fights. Try not to use them for picks, single target picks. Sometimes a pick is worth if you kill the jungler and you're about to take an objective, but in general, you want to try to save that ult for team fight. If you go back and watch, most of the time when you tried to ult single target units, you didn't kill them and you just ended up wasting your ult, and then you didn't have it for a crucial team fight after. I think that happened like 3 times, so just make sure that you're saving that ult for team fights. It really doesn't do a ton of damage to single targets, especially later on in the game. And the final note that I'll say here is don't push broken lanes unless you intend to end the game. So don't push lanes where the inhibitor is down unless you intend to go for the win. And so there were a couple of times where you were pushing middle lane with your team, but there's no inhibitor to take when you could have put pressure on the top side and probably gotten the tower and maybe the 3rd inhibitor. At the very minimum, you would have put extra pressure on that lane and allowed your other lanes to filter in more super minions into the base. So you just ended up running around in circles and chasing Zoe at least one of those times. So just make sure that you're pressuring lanes that still have objectives that you can realistically take. Okay, and that's going to be it. So thank you very much, David. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a longer video for everybody out there, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on in that game. I think that either team definitely could have won several times. So hopefully these tips help you out. Just let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, everybody out there, remember, if you want a coaching session, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. It's just $20. We can set it up. And thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll see you next time.